welcome to another episode of Biz Jet TV. My name is Fabrizio Poli, your aviation advisor, and today we're going to be looking at two different aircraft and comparing them. We're looking at the Bombardier Challenger 300 and the Dassault Falcon 2000. Now, these are very good aircraft, been around for a while, so they've both gone through the teething problems. There's been 451 Challenger 300s built and 221 Falcon 2000s. Now, this aircraft has evolved over time and they are building new ones, new variants. The Falcon 2000S is the new Falcon 2000, and I did have a visit on one of them a few weeks ago and had a chat with one of the pilots from Dassault in the cockpit, so you can check that video all about the Falcon 2000 and 2000S and my chat with the pilot there about that. The Challenger 300, they just recently launched the 350 and now the 3500, which is an even better variation, and on the Challenger 3500 I did do a recent video on that too, so you can click on that link above to have a look at that video. But let's look at the differences between these two aircraft. Now, on the first side that you can see here, obviously there are some differences in performance, runway performance, takeoff and landing, and also in the cabin size. Now, as a passenger, as an owner, cabin is really important in cabin size, and you'll notice that the cabin size here is quite similar, but the Falcon 2000 cabin is wider. We're talking 7 foot 8 inches wide for the Falcon 2000 compared to the 7 foot 2 inches on the Challenger 300. The Challenger 300 cabin is a bit longer, so that's but it's always a good idea to come and have a sit in one of these aircraft to compare. And also, very often when you're looking at aircraft, it is down to personal taste. I mean, do you prefer the Falcon 2000 to the Challenger 300? Now, other thing which I know a lot of you are thinking about, well, how much are these things going to cost to run and that? And so I've done a bit of a comparison here. I've only given you some rough numbers to get specific and prepare a specific spreadsheet for you. We can do that. Just ping me an email and we'll get you in on a consulting call, find out more about your needs, make sure which is the right aircraft for you, and then hone in on a spreadsheet just to give you an idea. Now, this type of aircraft, usually who buys this aircraft is going to fly around about 200 hours flying a year. And so overall, the Falcon 2000 is slightly more expensive per hour. It's $6,288 per hour compared to $5,875 on the Challenger 300. But right now on the market, there aren't that many Challenger 300s for sale on the pre-owned market compared to Falcon 2000s, where there's like 12 for sale, only 3 Challenger 300s for sale at the moment. And if you're looking at asking prices in that, you can buy a Challenger 300 from anywhere about $7 to $10 million, while the Falcon 2000 is a lot cheaper, $3 to $5 million. So while the Falcon 2000 is a bit more expensive to run per hour, you can pick one up these days for less than $5 million. So that's a ballpark figure there, while on the Challenger 300 we're talking 7 to 10 million. So it's almost double the money to buy a Falcon 2000 compared to buying a Challenger 300. But as I always say, when you're buying an older aircraft, it's very important to do a thorough pre-buy inspection and make sure that all the records are checked, boroscopic checks on the engines and all that kind of good stuff, because you have to really be careful when you're buying an older aircraft. And there's a lot you can do with an older aircraft to recondition it and that, from the interior, the landing gear, the engines, the avionics. All these things can be done, putting a new modern Wi-Fi system on board, or maybe it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you want to put Wi-Fi on it. There's lots of things that you can do and add to an aircraft when you buy one, but a lot of that will depend on where you're operating the aircraft, what type of flying you're doing, where you're going to, and all that kind of stuff. So again, it's very important to get specific, and here I can only give general information because I know that those of you that are watching are from all over the world. I mean, people from United States, India, Singapore, Congo, UK, Argentina, from really all over the world are watching Biz Jet TV, and people are operating private jets in all sorts of areas of the world. So that's why it's important to sort of get really specific and find out. But overall, as I said, Challenger 300, Falcon 2000 are both very good aircraft, been on the market for a long time. They are reliable, they've gone through all the teething problems, and the new versions are currently being built, which is good, because both Dassault that build the Falcon 2000 and Bombardier that build the Challenger 300 are giving a clear indicator they're out to the market. These two aircraft are successful, and that's why we're continuing to build them. So that's all from me on this episode. If you haven't subscribed to Biz Jet TV, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Comment below, let's get the conversation going. Give us a thumbs up. These are all things that help the algorithm and help more people find Biz Jet TV. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli on this episode of Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.